Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Balls Out Sports Podcast. I'm Remy. This is Jerry, and let's talk sports. So, we saw a pretty crazy game yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. The Las Vegas Raiders beat the LA Chargers
Beat
63-21, bro.
beat.
Yeah, beat is a nice word. It's a kind word. But I'm not saying like that score. I mean, yes, that is actually something we've never seen. It's another scoreagami that's happened this year. A score that's never happened in the NFL. First time ever that there's a score of 63-21 in the NFL. In the 5 years. But the Las Vegas Raiders literally lost 3-0 a week ago. And now all of a sudden you're putting up 63 points. Like, what happened? Is it just that the Minnesota Vikings defense was that good? That the LA defense was that bad? What causes a 63-point outburst after a shutout?
Well, I do think Minnesota's defense is pretty good, but mostly I feel like the Chargers, I think they kind of checked out this season. Mentally. They just
from
done,
what?
They just Herbert is done for the season, and then didn't they get it like that's mostly it.
Just Herbert being gone.
And then their season's not going as planned, so their defense got trashed.
Right. It's one of those situations where you either LA Chargers and you react this way, or you Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
With
Browning,
who stepped in as a backup and just did his thing, went crazy, or has been going crazy. Burrow is not going to come back for the rest of the season.
Nah.
But they're not tanking. They're not going for no number one overall pick. They're not doing any of that stuff. I don't know how to explain the discrepancy like that, like in between backup quarterbacks and teams that have to switch to their backup and their mentality. Because, like, you played, like, what? You ever had, the main guy on your team go down? Like, I don't know, like a star running back, star wide receiver, star quarterback go down?
Yeah.
How would you take that?
Bruh, they made me play running back, and I wasn't a running back. I was pissed.
I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess high
terrible.
school is a different situation because you don't have dedicated backups like that.
Mm-hmm. But I was a receiver. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to play running back, bro.
Right. Well,
not this game, not ever.
There was also like one of the craziest. We were talking about the interception, the pick six that happened in the game. That was one of the craziest sketches I've seen. I mean, it wasn't like the dude was covered, so it's not like he's mossing anybody by any means, but like just the hands. You typically don't see that from a DB.
Yeah, he read the defense he read the offense better than the offense read the defense. Like, it just happened so fast.
Right. Nah, he literally he identified the screen and was like, yeah, that's not happening.
Let me see that real quick.
And and you can tell almost on his face, like when he goes out, it looks like he's just trying to bat the ball, and then like the way it hits his arm, he kind of like, I can kind of like, wrap this around, and it was a pretty play all around. LA Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders. What about games coming up this weekend? Because we are blessed to have some games on Saturday and Sunday. So, what you looking at this weekend?
I think Baltimore and
best team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Oh, nah, Bills Cowboys. That's what I was looking forward to.
Bills Cowboys?
Yeah, that's
but regardless, who does Baltimore play?
Baltimore is playing. I just had it up. I don't know where it went. I don't think they're playing. Is it bye week? Oh no, they're playing the Jaguars. That's who it was.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, and the Eagles play the Seahawks. So I think those was like the three games I was mainly looking forward to.
Eagles play the Seahawks. Well, let's start off with that game, because DK Metcalf, he's been in the news recently. He got a little bit heated last week. Had to get kicked off the field. But he's one of the studs. He's one of the star wide receivers in the league. And Geno Smith keeps on impressing us, honestly. And their defense is not bad at all whatsoever. So, yeah, what you looking at from the Seahawks? Do you think that they can, like, because if they do beat the Eagles, this is a big shift in the NFC.
I almost wanted to compare him to Draymond Green, but I don't think Draymond Green is as good of an offensive player as DK is. But temper-wise,
yeah, and just also physically, like when you look at Draymond Green compared to other power forwards, and you look at DK Metcalf compared to other power forwards, or compared to other guys in his position, compared to wide receivers, you're like, yo, this is a freak of nature.
Yeah, he's very important to that offense. They gonna need him, but I don't think the Eagles defense is that good. So he got an opportunity to do something big. I think if they can get a win against the Eagles, that would be.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. That would definitely like be a big blow to the ego of the Eagles.
Yeah, you will have to start questioning them a little bit.
Yeah,
also, if they lose this game, because where they come out, they're on a 2-game losing streak right now, right?
Yeah, and it's all because of at least if you ask a lot of people, they'd say it's because of the secondary.
Yeah, the defense.
I mean, it's crazy that like every single other facet of the Eagles game is good. Like their offense good, their defense is good. Apart from the secondary,
they get
like
tore up
it's
in
crazy
the
how just that one little thing is what can cost you a championship run.
Yeah,
kind of a shame. But I mean, I believe the Eagles are gonna win. I don't know about you.
bounce back game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just don't see legit 10 win games, like 10 win teams go on 3-game losing streaks.
Yeah,
so it really would be like a red flag.
But you never know
if they do lose. But you never know just because of DK Metcalf and Geno Smith and Walker. I mean, yeah, they're not all superstars, but they play well together and they end up winning. I don't know what to say, man. It's just as simple as that. Well, let's get to that really exciting game, that Bills Cowboys that we're all looking forward to, because this is kind of like a battle for MVP. Everyone, including ourselves, we were kind of talking shit about Josh Allen. We were not giving him his flowers. We were like, hey, these interceptions are starting to be costly. You're not winning for your team. And then he was like, I hold my beer, Bills Mafia, hold my beer. Let me do this. And he's been impeccable, honestly, the past few games. Is he going to be the deciding factor for this game?
Or the Cowboys? Yeah, but because they're facing a really good defense in the Cowboys. And that man, like we've said in the past, he's known for turning the ball over. So he's gonna be the deciding factor. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks that, because we've seen it happen, if he does have a single turnover, he can make up for it because he's good enough. He just can't have more than one.
But you can't make those mistakes against Dallas because they're gonna make you pay.
Right. That's the flip side of it. Yeah, part of me really wants the Bills to win just because it's been such a pretty story. I mean, I love getting proven wrong by athletes, when I kind of like lose hope in an athlete, because that's what happened with Josh Allen. I just been such a fan of him the past few years. He's been battling with, Mahomes, Burrow, all these guys toe-to-toe, and the first half of this year looked like he was, on kind of in a slump, on a down year. And to see him pick it up, I think if he wins this game against Dallas, he is the front runner in this MVP conversation.
Josh Allen?
Yeah, if he beats the Dallas Cowboys this weekend, Josh Allen, I mean, You know, because it's hard. I'd say the number one guy right now for MVP would be Dak. So if you beat Dak's team with the defense that he has supporting him, you know, because nobody out here talking about how amazing the Bills' defense is. So I don't know.
That's a kind of a stretch, but I feel you. I don't know about MVP, but he is
Because who would you have as MVP
Dak. At the moment, Dak.
at the moment? So like, let's just imagine blowout game. Ball game. If it's a ball game, you can only give it to Josh Allen.
But I feel
And
like
if it's a close game, then you know there can be conversations for both of them. You have to see what the rest of the season gives you. But I think Josh Allen, if Tyreek has less than $130,
he's questionable this weekend.
which is rare. Yeah, well, what is it? A hand injury?
I don't know. I was just looking at it, but they playing the Jets, and he didn't practice.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got you. I'd also seen that Justin Jefferson.
He's playing.
Yeah, he should be able to play on Saturday. So that's good news. But the Vikings are also benching Josh Dobbs. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, that's a little bit of a shift of dynamic in there.
That's
but,
what I wanted to talk about that game too. They playing the Bengals.
Yeah, Vikings Bengals this weekend.
Yes,
Where
sir.
where is that? Is that in Cincinnati?
Yeah, it's in Cincinnati.
Man, that's gonna be a tough one because we are. I mean, we're both on backups, but this is gonna be this quarterback's first time starting versus their quarterback's been starting for past 4 games now, doing his thing.
Yeah.
So
Coming off back-to-back wins, Cincinnati.
yeah, exactly. So that's. I mean, it's gonna be a tough one. I'm honestly gonna have to go against my home team. I believe the Bengals are gonna pull this one off just because Browning's just been the better quarterback, and it's a very quarterback-driven league.
But the Vikings have like a really good like red zone defense, and they also are like, I think they said something about in the last like 10 weeks or something, they're like in first place for least points allowed. Like, yeah,
The Vikings,
the Vikings
huh?
in like the last 10 weeks. Yeah,
Well, that's kind of yeah. I did not realize that, but because if you think about it, the defense, was created. This is the second year of Kevin O'Connell, but it was created by Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Vikings for over a decade. And he built it around defense. So I think you're getting those that trickle down effect, the Harrison Smiths and the Daniil Hunters of the world, kind of teaching that to the youngins that are coming into that team and showing them how to play good defense like they did, because they dominated the 2020s. I think from 2010 to 2020, overall Vikings had the best offense over that decade. So
yeah,
they know how to do it for sure. It's kind of like the Steelers. It's like it's in their blood now. You just know how to play defense.
I'm expecting a good game though, because two teams fighting for a playoff spot right now. I think it said the Cincinnati is like at 35% chance of making the playoffs.
Okay.
If they lose this game, it goes down to like 10%. So they got to fight, like you said, coming off a 2-game win streak. And then you got on the other side Justin Jefferson coming back. And then they fighting for a wild card spot. So
right. And so now
wanna see a
my
dogfight.
problem is this late in the season is that I hate seeing teams like be so happy, like, yay, we pulled off these last 2 games of the season, meaning we got that last playoff spot. Well, if you're the last playoff spot, you're playing the number 1 seed in your conference. So, like, I mean, I don't know, like, how happy would you be if Cincinnati is all happy and then Browning has to play, playoff Lamar Jackson, or the Vikings have to play, the 49ers. That's just going to be a beatdown on either end. So, yeah, it's that in-between spot where obviously you want the team to do well. You always want your team to be in the playoffs. But, like,
at what cost?
yeah, exactly. You're just gonna get maximum 1 victory if you fall against someone of your if you're similar level, if you're able to get, higher than the last seed. But yeah, it's going to be tough for both of those teams and for other teams as well. So we'll have to see. What do we have? Like 4 weeks? This is week 14, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's crazy. 4 more weeks of regular season NFL, but I'm stoked about it.
2 months away from the Super Bowl.
Well, there's playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's crazy. 4 weeks plus.
February. It's
Yeah.
gonna be in February.
Damn. Well, I'm very excited for that. You wanna hop into the NBA world?
Yeah.
Because there's been some madness. There's before we start talking about individual players, I want to talk about teams.
Let's go.
We were talking about this earlier. We are nearing the All-Star voting, the start of the All-Star voting. And so, for those of you who don't know with the All-Star game, how it works, the starters are chosen by the fans. The fans vote on, you can vote on Twitter, you can vote on the NBA website, there's different ways to vote for your favorite guy. So that's just for 5 people, for 5 starters in the East, 5 starters in the West. Then the rest of the team gets picked, I believe, by the coach that is selected to represent that conference. So when it comes to that, that means that, even though Halliburton may be having the better stats in the East, you might want to give it to someone else in the East who's been there, who's a vet, who's a recognized name and all that stuff, like a Damian Lillard. So what do you think about like the politics behind it and like the starters getting picked?
Starters getting picked.
Because it's not really politics; it's all fans.
So you said it's all fans that pick the starters?
Yeah,
I don't like that because it's opinion rather than facts. But because a lot of times you don't have fans that really even watch games like that. You just got people who see stats or they see headlines of people having good games and they be like, oh yeah, let me go vote for him to be All-Star. And then you got people who just got personal favorites because like we talked about in the last episode about those 5 guys who probably most likely you can solidify them already in the All-Star game as probably starters, and that was Giannis, Curry, KD, LeBron, and
Luka.
I forgot Luka. Yeah, so
Luka,
it's like
Jokic.
Like it's certain guys that you just know are either gonna be on the bench or
But
starters.
It's gonna be hard in the West though if you think about it, because let's talk about not the guard spot. We're talking about just the forward spot. Okay, in the West, I'm just a few names. Okay, Kawhi Leonard, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paul George. Who else am I not thinking of in the West?
AD.
Huh?
AD.
There you go. Yeah, Anthony Davis. I just named 7 forwards. You can only get 3. So out of those names, 4 people getting left out.
I feel like 2 of those dudes you already know is gonna be in the starter conversation, and that's KD and LeBron.
Yep. That's how fan votes are gonna work. But
I know it's fan votes, but I still think KD gonna get a lot of votes, and KD deserve it. Number one, he's averaging 30 on 50% shooting from 3 and from regular field goal. That's
you said how much from 3?
Over 50%, bro.
Over 50%,
or right at 50.
That's crazy because he's also a volume shooter. It's not like he's just taking 1 or 2 threes a game. So yeah,
he don't shoot a lot of threes though. If you watch KD, he don't shoot it's crazy because he takes more from me watching him, because I've been watching KD for years. He shoots more threes when he's having a bad shooting game, and I don't understand that. I really don't understand.
So he's like one of those guys who just tries to shoot his way out of a slump.
Low key.
Okay, I'm trying to see if we can like pretty much like figure out who's gonna be these all-star starters, right? Because then it'll be easier for us to create the rest of the list if we start with the starters. So when it comes to the Eastern Conference, who's a lock in the Eastern Conference? I'm gonna lock 2 forwards. I'm gonna lock in Giannis and Embiid. Joel Embiid and Giannis. I'm locking those 2 guys in. as 2 of the 3 forwards. Who else do you think's a lock for that?
You said Giannis and Embiid.
Yeah, Giannis
Tatum?
and Embiid. Tatum a lock in the East. I mean, I guess yeah, because Boston has the best record in the league, best home record in the league.
I mean, I feel like it's gonna be. It's so much like injuries and like injuries and
What'd you say? And load managing?
yeah, low managing and injuries.
Got you. So then for the guards in the East, we got 2 spots. What
Halliburton.
you think Halliburton's going to get enough fan votes? Cuz I guess yeah, with the hype he's been receiving at the moment.
I was about to say.
could see that.
I feel like he got a lot of hype behind him right now.
Right. So
Maxey. Oh, Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey, and so you don't think Damian Lillard's making it in the East?
Possibly on the bench. I think Jalen Brunson would make it as a starter before him.
Wow.
Just
so
because
it's kind of a toss up when it comes to the guard spot.
Yeah, it's a lot of guards that's been hooping in the East. The East, like you said, the East is kind of up for grabs. The East got better.
The East did get better. Because I'm looking at the top teams. We represent Milwaukee, Philadelphia. So out of the top 4 teams right now in the East, we didn't name a single person out of the Orlando Magic, the 3rd best team in the East.
Banchero. I would say as a guard, but he's a guard.
Banchero a guard, really?
Yeah, he's a point guard.
So what? So you have him? He'd
Off
be
the
coming
bench.
off the bench then
Yeah.
in the East.
Certainly.
Okay, well let's try and figure out our starters for the West then, because right now for the East we said Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. It's pretty nice all-star team. I'm not gonna lie. Then when it comes to the West, who you got?
I'm locking KD.
Okay.
That man is shooting 48.4% from 3, dude. 35 years
You
old.
said 48. That's crazy.
48.4% from
So
3.
KD, because he gonna get the fan votes like that, and because gotta remember it's not always about how they playing. This is the fans voting.
Jokic
There's people as young as 8 years old with Twitter accounts.
Yeah, Jokic is averaging 28, 9, and 12, shooting 53%
Jokic
from
a
the
lot.
field. So I gotta lock Jokic.
He gonna get the fans. His whole entire country probably tweeting his name as we speak.
I feel like Curry gonna get snubbed as a starter this year, just because of the simple fact that they've been losing games.
But it's hard to be an all-star when your team is outside of the playoff. I guess with the new turn or the new way the playoffs work, he's outside of the play-in picture as we speak. I believe the Warriors are the 11 seed, and that's not even good enough to make the play-in. So it's just tougher. But then
it's not his fault though.
It's not his fault, but you also think that there's enough people that, regardless, are just Curry fans that he has enough to kind of like carry him into the starting spot. Because regardless, he's going to be a backup. He's going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
You know? So
I think we gotta go. I gotta lock Devin Booker as a starter.
Devin Booker as a starting guard for the West. I'm trying to think of anyone else.
He averaging 20.
Shea.
He's averaging but he's averaging 28. And what's most impressive to me is his 8 assists and his 6 rebounds a game, and he's taking on that new role as a point guard on that team.
Damn, you said 8 assists from Booker.
And
that's pretty impressive. Yeah, and he's
shooting.
Everyone who sees KD and who's fans of KD is also seeing Booker on those same nights.
Exactly.
So
and they're
familiar with his game.
He's shooting 42% from 3. So, and he's also one of the top free throw shooters in the league. So,
I'm surprised we haven't said LeBron James' name yet.
Oh, I've been like LeBron. I said that. Remember?
Okay.
We said that last week.
Yeah,
LeBron. If it's up to the fans, LeBron is gonna be an all-star until he retires.
Yeah, 100%. And even if he doesn't get the votes his last season, as long as the NBA knows it's his last season, the same way that Kobe and Dirk, You get
And
one
D-Wade,
for
I think.
you get one for each team.
I think D-Wade too.
Or that's who it was. Kobe, Dirk, D Wade, Kobe and Dirk in the West, D Wade in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was a crazy All-Star game. That was a crazy All-Star weekend period because that was the one where Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon faced off in the dunk contest. I think part 1. So
Who did I lock in as the other guard? I said Shea and who else?
you said D-Book.
I don't
You
know.
didn't-
It's
you
gonna
didn't-
be a toss up between him and Luka.
Okay. So do you think Shea is locked in or do you think D-Book is locked in?
No doubt, Shea, because of record.
Yeah, OKC's they're the let's see, so they're the 3 seed in the West as of right now,
And Shea is an MVP
and they have like
candidate.
this 1, 2, 3. They have the 4th, 5th best record in the league.
Who?
So
The Thunder?
OKC, the Thunder.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, I mean, so you think Shea's locked in, and now it's a toss up between Booker and Luka.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, when it comes to voting, I think the thing is a lot of these Suns fans gonna vote for KD. It's
Book.
impossible because you get multiple votes, right?
I
So they
think-
just gonna.
I think Book, if you really pay attention, Book gets a lot of hate from fans.
Mhm.
People just don't like the Suns in general.
Right, but
just-
no one hates Luka.
Exactly.
Damn. So I think
So,
that
Luka-
that comes into the politics
Luka
part we were
and Shea,
talking about.
Shea is just on that, like, I'm not gonna say Linsanity because I don't think it's a fluke, but he's on that run where everybody's just like, hey, Shea is him right now. So he's gonna get that fan vote for sure.
Okay.
So
well,
I'll probably put Shea and Luka locked in as guards.
yep. So that is now who we have on the West. We have Shea.
But it's possible. I still think that it's possible that Curry can become
Get
a
those
starter.
fan votes.
Yeah, get them fan votes and become a starter. It's just, I just feel like it's just one of those things, bro. Just Curry got a strong fan base. They're gonna ride for him no matter what. He got a cult-like fan base.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So literally, for the guards, it could be any of these 4 for 2 spots: Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, and
Luka.
Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Those are it's going to be a toss up when it comes to that. But can we certify LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Jokic for the forwards when it comes to the Western Conference?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I don't think any other like bigs in the West are doing what they're doing. Like I don't think so.
I mean, when it comes to legitimate bigs,
When
nobody's doing what Jokic is doing
when
in the
it
West.
just comes to those positions like small forward, power forward, and
And center.
center, there's no center better than Jokic right now in the West,
Right.
and that's no doubt. Nobody can argue that.
Right.
There's no small forward. You can put LeBron and KD together because you could really say LeBron is a power forward, and if you put him there, there's no power forward in the West better than LeBron. And if you put KD at 3, there's no doubt in the world that he's the best 3 right now in the world.
Right.
So
So you
is
think
locks for
Anthony
me.
Davis is going to be coming off the bench? You think?
yeah, AD is coming off the bench for sure because AD is another guy who, like, if it's a fan vote, he's gonna get a lot of votes, but he's still gonna get a lot of people who like, man, he's made of glass. He's inconsistent. You know, he still got those haters. That's going.
Right.
He's gonna be on the bench.
Right. Yeah.
He's coming off
That's-
the bench.
So then, now that we've established our 5, we have to think of people that might not make it into the All-Star game. Period.
Şengün. I think he
Şengün not gonna make
deserves
it in there. Period.
He won't make it, but I think he'll get a lot of votes.
You think Banchero gonna make it?
For the East,
Because that's the difference. Is you have to look at the various conferences.
we'll get back to that. I don't know. It's a lot going on in the East.
It's a lot going on in the East. That's true. Well, I guess we don't really have to finish our list for the All-Star game, but I do want to talk to you about just various teams and what you think of them. I'm just going to give you teams, give you their records, and and we'll kind of sound off. So we'll start in the East. Boston is 18-5, leading record in the NBA, 12-0 at home, only undefeated team at home as of right now.
The Nuggets lost at home.
The Nuggets have lost one game at home. Same
Word.
thing as the Timberwolves. Yeah, those are the three winningest teams in the NBA right now. So, yeah, Boston's, I'm not going to say experiment or even gamble, just their acquisitions, man. Like the people they got in the offseason are doing their job. It's reflecting on the box score. They're getting wins there. And yeah, Derek White likes to say that Boston has the best fans in the world, and that's why they're winning at home. I think it's just they're so fucking obnoxious, bro. They get in people's heads.
Yeah, the Boston fans are annoying. I think we talked about that on the episode before. They have like one of the worst fan bases.
Well, it's like how they loved Kyrie so much, and then just because he leaves, like they got into his head so much that he had to flip off some fans. That's crazy.
Boston, though, I think that was expected for me. I expected them to be this good, but I think come playoff time, their depth is gonna come back and bite them in the ass because they threw everything away for Porzingis, and they don't really have no bench now.
Mm-hmm.
So playoff time, I think
it's gonna be harder to keep all of them healthy.
I think not even just that, but I feel like it's very important come playoff time to have a good bench. Like I feel like the best benches is the teams that wins the games.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We see that. Well, we see that every single year from the Miami Heat. That's why they're in the finals every other year, bro. Is because their benches.
Not even just that. Yeah, well, yeah, that mostly, and they have really good player development over there. Like they have good player development coaches over there. So you see with Jaquez Jr. coming up this year. And Caleb Martin
I love that dude. I'm excited to see him in the Rising Stars. I'm excited to see a few of these guys in the Rising Stars.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun.
Caleb Martin too. Duncan Robinson, Hero, Gabe Vincent last year.
Hero's still hurt.
Max Strus.
But yeah.
But
damn,
I'm just saying
Hero's still hurt.
I'm just saying like in player development, like the coaches over there, they got a good team over there.
Right, and literally I think out of all those guys that you just named, the only one that was a lottery pick was Tyler Hero.
It's just it's deeper than the players over there.
Bam. Bro. Bam was Bam a lottery pick?
He might have been. He might have been top 20, I believe.
Got you.
And same thing with Jimmy. I think Jimmy was like top 15.
He was the number one pick of the second round, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marquette, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Him and D Wade. Marquette legends.
Yes, sir. So yeah.
Nah, it's so yeah, I guess it's early in the season, so it's hard to tell, but right now these four teams are really close. Boston, Milwaukee, Orlando, Philadelphia. Boston 18 wins, Philadelphia 16 wins. They're all right there. The East is up for the taking, man. So
I think as the season goes on, I think Philly low-key might crash out. I don't know.
Because I don't see Philly as having a bench like that at all. I mean, they have Pat Bev that they bring off the bench a lot. And he's you know him. He's always going to bring that energy up, whether he's off the bench or starting. So
Pat Bev is not winning playoff games, though.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know.
Tobias Harris,
I have similar concern about them. I'm not even gonna lie.
Tobias Harris is not winning playoff games, and also Embiid is kind of almost. People kind of say he disappears in the playoffs. But well, I don't believe that. I don't think he disappears. I just don't think he has the support.
I don't think it's him.
He never really
personally.
He never really had the support.
Do you think he just has PTSD from the time where he's guarding Kawhi Leonard and he looks up and the ball's just slowly bouncing into the rim?
That was one of the craziest things ever, bro.
I have a funny story about this one. I was in college, so I'm in my dorm. I just get finished doing whatever I'm doing, and so I go to my friend's dorm, and he's like, all right, but if you're in here, you gotta be quiet. I'm like, I don't mind being quiet around y'all. He's like, we're watching Game of Thrones, and this is like towards the end, so everyone was hyped about the last season, right? And so I'm just sitting there, I'm just watching, and he hits a game winner, right as some of the most exciting shit's happening on Game of Thrones, and I just stand up, throw my phone on the couch, start screaming, and I get beat up by by 5 college people for like 10 seconds because they're like, "Bro, I told you not to make noise. Like, whoever the hell the main character is doing this and that." And I was like, "Bro, I really don't care. Kawhi just made the craziest shot I've ever seen." And
Went
so
on
yeah,
to
they
win
got
the
real heated
finals.
because of that, because I interrupted their Game of Thrones session. So some people just don't get it. Sports, man. Sports are life. So
That man went on to win the finals after that.
Finals MVP,
And finals MVP.
mind you. Yeah. So notice how out of the top 4, Boston, Milwaukee, Orlando, Philadelphia, there's an outlier. Someone that I don't think anyone would have guessed that they would have been at the top, at any point in the
Orlando?
season. Exactly. Because remember the first episode we recorded when we were talking about what's going to happen throughout the season, or what we believe is going to happen throughout the season, we said that with all the trades that had happened, Lillard had already happened, and Giroux and all that had already happened. We were saying it's Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia. You can, mismatch those orders. But we thought those were going to be the only 3 teams really in the conversation, with Miami Heat trailing down there. But Miami Heat, I believe right now, is like the 6 or 7 seed.
Yeah.
Well, what's Orlando doing, bro?
Miami, I don't worry about like I always say, I don't worry about Miami in the regular season. Plus, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, as they usually do during the regular season. But come playoff time, they're gonna be ready to go. And when they all are playing, they play fantastic together, and they play great defense. They put the ball in the basket. When they play through Jimmy, they're a great team. The Magic, they having a great season.
I think it's their energy.
Hopefully
it's the
they
youth.
keep it up. Yeah, it's the youth. They got fresh legs. And then they got guys who can just flat out get a bucket. And I think probably that's another team that has really good player development coaches. And then you got guys who are finally like fitting into their roles, like Cole Anthony going from a starter last year, these last 2 years, to now coming from his 6-man role. And he's another guy
balling.
you can put, in like most improved conversation. So
Most
he's been
improved and
balling out.
6-man.
Yep, 6-man of the year. You got Wagner and Banchero. It's just everything over there just working. And then you got Jalen Suggs bringing that energy. Jalen Suggs bringing that energy this season. He's finally getting into his role. 3 years in. People was counting him out because of injuries and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard for someone who number 1 guy in high school, number 1 guy in college, really on his team, and all of a sudden having to adjust. But like, he just realized that all of that energy that he was spending on offense and just getting buckets, if he spends it on, the hustle, the rebounding, the
stuff
passing,
that matters.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's all over the court.
And that's what I mean by everybody, starting to fill into their role, and just, everybody that I like guys like that. You gotta, people who realize like everybody can't be the guy on the team, just because you was a top 5, top 10 pick don't mean it's a lot of top 5, top 10 picks on that team,
right?
But only like 2 of them are like living up to the hype, and that's Banchero and Wagner.
Well, and the thing is that only 2 of them can. You can't have 520 points a game score. That's just not possible.
So I like that he finally, like, okay, he making that transition into, okay, maybe I don't have to be LeBron. I could just be a sidekick tonight, and I'm gonna dive on the floor for this ball, and I'm gonna pick you up 94 feet. So I like what I'm seeing from them. Hopefully they can keep it up. I got another Orlando jersey on the way.
Say less. Yeah. I'm excited. Well, so let's hop to the west side of things then.
Wait, hold on. We gotta talk about the Bucks real quick. We gotta talk about that little ball situation.
Oh, well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about like teams first, and then I have a few individual players and individual situations I want to address.
Bet.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, in the
We gotta
that
talk
was
about
funny
that.
though.
That's
Nah,
funny.
in the West, Timberwolves leading that conference. 18 wins, 5 losses, 10-1 at home. Denver 17 win, 9 losses, also 10-1 at home. And then OKC is the third seed, 15-8. And then it all kind of hovers around 15, 13, 14 wins, all the way down to the 10 seed, Phoenix Suns.
So it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's anywhere basically from the third seed to the 10 seed have damn near identical records. And so yeah, the West is going to be very fun as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. But yeah, the Timberwolves got Anthony Edwards back. They're balling. They beat the Mavericks last night. They're doing their thing, but I just can't see them staying at that number 1 spot with Denver.
I can. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're not just beating teams this year. Like, they're blowing teams out. And then their defense is amazing. I feel like as long as they stay healthy, what's going to stop them?
I guess, yeah, now that you mentioned it, because the Denver Nuggets have one 30-point per game score and 2 other 20-point per game. So if you're going to rival that, got to have your own scores, but also your own defense. So guess we are kind of the perfect matchup, which echoes what Jamal Murray said last season. He said that Minnesota was the hardest team to beat en route to the championship.
And that was the first team they played. And wasn't they a playing team? The
Timberwolves,
they were a playing team, and
they had to beat
pushed Denver
OKC
to the limit every game.
Yeah,
they pushed Denver to the.
I think it was a gentleman's sweep, but still the scores were very close every single game, regardless of who won.
I think it was probably one game where they got blown out, and then there was one game where. Actually, I think I might have been at the one. No, I wasn't. But
you went to a playoff game?
It was before. It was right before the playoffs started. But that one game they won, Ant went off, and he hit like a game winner, a game-winning 3, I believe.
Damn. Was it for the play-in?
I don't think so. No. It was in the playoffs. What with when they was playing Denver.
Oh damn! Well, that's crazy.
But that was the Nuggets. I mean, not the Nuggets. The Nuggets. Well, yeah, the Nuggets, but. The Nuggets went on to win the chip, right?
Yeah.
And they said
it's them.
The Timberwolves was the hardest. Now, the Timberwolves was last year around that time, they wasn't the greatest team.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're healthy. They got Cat back full time.
Their defense wasn't there. Rudy's always been a defensive guy, but I think that they're learning to play around Rudy and kind of learning how to funnel guys towards him, because that's the trick when you have one of those guys.
And then that's another team that's like, you got guys who are starting to find their roles, because you got Cat back full time finally. Gobert he knows, okay, I'm just here to play defense, not score a lot of buckets. You got Naz Reid coming off the bench. He's filling in that 6-man role. Jaden McDaniels is clampers. Anthony Edwards just gotta like really become like that Kobe like Michael Jordan like dude, and take him to the next level. And Cat gotta stop being so soft.
I know ever since he didn't stop Draymond Green from choking Rudy, I can't see him the same way. It's like, how you about to let that happen to your teammate?
He's probably gonna be an all-star reserve though.
You think so?
Yeah, he's.
Well, we were all, that goes into the politics, because there's the politics of the fan voters, but there's also the politics of the coaches. Who do the coaches want to grab,
Yeah. Cat is.
But yeah, he's definitely an all-star level
deserves
player.
it.
Can't deny it.
He deserves it. I don't think it's.
Remember when he was the best player on Minnesota back in the day? Didn't last too long.
I was about to say, was he ever?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Y'all done had,
it was right after Jimmy Butler left.
Y'all was about to say, y'all done had Jimmy here. Y'all done had Andrew Wiggins here. Y'all done had.
Andrew Wiggins was the best, and then Cat got drafted and became better than Wiggins. But then Jimmy Butler came.
Now
and then he left.
Edwards here.
And now Ant's here. Cat's just a great number 2 to have. Phenomenal number 2. I mean, one of the best 3-point shooting big men. That's what I was trying to say.
this was even before I even moved here. I was so excited when they got Rudy Gobert. I was like, bro, that was such a smart move because people didn't really see Cat as like a big defender.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, now that's gonna take a lot of pressure off on him on the defensive side.
He doesn't have to be a big
yeah,
defender.
he can just
That's
be
nice.
he can be a decoy. He can just be a big body, and then also that's gonna take a lot of strain off him on defense because now he won't be as tired because he don't gotta have a big load on offense and a big load on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So he can focus more on shooting his threes or whatever, or his little post game, and he could even get in a pick and roll with Rudy Gobert because he's a pretty good ball handler for a guy his size.
Yeah, he also, I think he won a skills challenge.
Yeah,
as
in
well.
a 3-point contest.
Yeah, the skills challenge. I remember it was like when they were doing like teams, and he was on a team of big men. It was him and like DeMarcus Cousins, bro.
Cat is one of, if I'm not mistaken, I think I might have to fact check this, but he might be the most efficient big man in history in shooting.
Really?
I think he has the highest efficiency in field goal
I would have
percentage.
said Dirk. If you were to say shot efficiency, I'm thinking Dirk or... Yeah, because it has to be a big man. You're taking shots closer to the rim. So it has to be like a Dirk or like a Hakeem. But I don't know if they were tracking those stats in the late 80s and 90s. So that's the thing. Yeah.
Cat is gonna go down as one of the greatest shooting big men ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe so. So now that we're done talking about teams, you want to talk about individuals?
Yeah.
Because that's something I wanna talk about. I saw seeing a lot of stuff in the news recently about various players, and I think it's weird the way certain things get talked about versus other things. And so John Morant is over 21 years old. He lives in the state where you are allowed to carry a firearm. So he didn't do anything illegal per se. The second time, I'm talking about the Instagram incident.
Mm-hmm.
The one where he brought into a club, yes. But he already did that suspension. That already happened. I'm talking about the Instagram incident that happened during the off season. So he didn't do anything illegal per se. He got suspended for some games, correct?
Yes, sir.
Kyrie Irving posted an Instagram story about with a link to a book that he read or that he was reading at the time, right? That's not illegal, right? I've sent you links to plenty of things on Amazon that you can buy, and I've never had any of my bosses come up to me and say, "Hey, can't be sending stuff to people." So, and I don't know, did Kyrie get suspended for that?
Yeah, but he got suspended by the team, not by the NBA.
Oh, okay, the team got you. Well, that's a little bit different then. But when it comes to Josh Giddey and stuff hits the news, which he did do, also not illegal, right? Because of the state that he lives in and the ages of the people involved.
Yeah.
There was nothing illegal done. No action taken by the team or the NBA, even when it's being investigated. What do you think the difference was? You think because it definitely wasn't the severity of it. Because if you were to put all those things in order, I think severity, number 1, Josh Giddey, number 2, John Morant, number 3, Kyrie Irving. For those specific incidents. Right?
Yeah.
So why do you think people are talking about this?
Or
I guess aren't talking about this as much.
Me personally,
within the offices.
I don't know all the facts to the story, but I don't know why they're not talking about it. I guess people want to make it like a race thing, but I don't really have no opinion on that.
No, I think I think it's an age. Well, not. It's a mixture of an age thing and like an image thing. You know, 'cause as much as John Morant is not much older, you know, he's only 3 years older
Yeah.
than Josh Giddey. But he's the leader of his team. He's the number one guy on his team. He's a superstar. He's an all-star. He's in the MVP conversation when he's not suspended for half the season.
Yeah. I think
So
with Giddey's situation is more of not knowing enough. I feel like you can defend Kyrie more than you can defend Ja, because Ja was like, his shit was in plain sight and he did it multiple times and they warned him about it.
yeah,
You know?
absolutely. It's
Now I can't say that the punishment wasn't excessive. I feel like 25 games was a little bit excessive.
right for
And-
something that wasn't illegal. This isn't like
You're taking money out of this man's pocket, you know? So I feel like that was a little bit excessive.
a lot of money, because you make money when you
win awards.
when you're
You
named into all NBA first, second, or third team. There's money behind that.
And not even just that. If you don't know, you get a check for every game you play. That he's missing out on game checks.
Yeah, game checks.
He's missing out on game checks. So they messing with his money. Now with Giddey, I feel like it's more of, now Kyrie, like you said, Kyrie posted a link to something. That was OD. You know, that was OD. Like
What he did, or the
No,
reaction
the
to
reaction
it?
to it,
Yeah.
like-
I 100% agree.
And then they don't even realize they probably cost their friend. They probably costed our franchise a championship because of that. Maybe 2.
Kyrie?
Yes, for making him sit out all those games for that, bro. Now the Josh Giddey situation, I think maybe it's more of nobody knows anything because nobody's saying anything. So how can you just suspend him from somebody? There's been a lot of instances where things like this happen and then it ends up the girl was lying.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it wasn't the girl who came forward. I think it was kind of a like
Somebody.
maybe like someone who knew the girl and was like put 2 and 2 together, was like, wait, I know that chick, and I also know that that's an NBA player who's this old, and you know.
Like a video just dropped or something.
He's a celebrity. He's a local celeb. What else you think? How much activity you think is going on in Oklahoma City?
Man.
Don't think about it too much, bro.
Ain't no motion in OKC.
There's nothing going on in OKC. So yeah, like if you know someone from here or there, it's like, oh yeah, she goes to that high school. Hold up, you said high school? Wait, Josh Giddey with high schooler? Boom, boom, boom. Word spreads, this and that. And yeah, next thing you know, you're kind of playing with someone's career. I think that's the difference between Josh Giddey, is that all this stuff got discovered by third parties.
Yeah.
Versus like the NBA followed Kyrie Irving, I'm pretty sure, you know, and like saw on his story. And they follow, you know, someone follows John Morant and his friends and saw that on that story. Like,
Feds.
it's weird because also no one saw Josh Giddey do anything with her, or at least there's no video proof or photo proof of that.
I mean, they just
like there's a video of a gun in a car.
Yeah.
There's a picture of a link that goes to buying a book.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a single picture. I've seen pictures of him holding her, but
Yeah,
man,
like videos of him
if that's
with her in the
sexual
club and
assault,
stuff
then
like that.
lock me up. Don't lock me up.
Yeah.
Because like literally only videos and pictures of him with his arm around someone, that's not incriminating enough, and so you end up playing with someone's money.
Yeah, they playing with
Because
that man.
post investigation, nothing happened with that specific.
I don't agree. I'm a person, regardless of who it is. You innocent until they prove you guilty. So
Right.
with anybody, I don't care about race, none of that, bro. It's just.
So that's why you're not too shocked that there's no suspension, because he was never proven guilty. So there's no point to suspend him until you know for sure.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, why jump to conclusions?
There you go. Well, it's another thing we were talking about earlier. You gotta separate the art from the artist.
Exactly.
sometimes.
I like him as a basketball player. I don't. Whatever that man do on his free time, have fun.
As long
brother.
as it's not illegal, we cool.
Hey, do what you want to do. I don't care what you do. Just give me my fantasy points.
That's a crazy take. Hey, just do whatever you got to do. Just stay safe and give me them fantasy points.
Exactly.
So all right, well let's get off that topic. That was kind of a darker topic to talk about, but let's get into a lighter mood. We got Draymond Green out here slapping people. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo running towards people through arms. I saw arms trying to grab him, and he was like, "Nah, get off me!" Running, just running down the tunnel. And the crazy part is, you see 3-4 go down, and then you see 4-3 go down. You're like, who the fuck is 4-3? I had to look it up. I'm like, of course, that's his brother.
Brother, bro.
As his brother running down.
His brother is embarrassing, bro. He's embarrassing.
Yeah, but hey, if that's what you got to do to keep Giannis on your team,
that's his meal ticket. You got to go after that.
Hey, keep giving him those contracts. I don't care if they weekly, monthly, yearly. As long as he's there, Giannis staying. So yeah. So which one you want to talk about first?
Draymond.
Draymond. Okay, I've definitely not played as much basketball as Draymond, but I played a lot of basketball. Not at the level he has either, but I've played a lot of basketball. And I also play in a way that because of my speed, not necessarily skill by any means, but just because of my speed and the way I use my speed, people tend to grab me, like just like grabs of here, like nothing that I can't, like if I do start running, I'm not getting held back by any means, but it's just so that they can keep track of where I'm at. Not a single time in 15 plus years of playing basketball was my reaction to someone grabbing me doing a full 360 with my arms fully extended like this.
Helicopter.
That shit was crazy. I'm just saying that it clearly wasn't a basketball move if he's trying to say that it was and that he was just trying to free himself or sell a call. I don't flop, I just sell calls is like saying I don't flop, I just flop. So yeah, I don't know. If you're flopping to the point where it's hurting people, which we've seen it happen where he clearly flopped and kicked Steven Adams in the balls.
Bro, he kicked that man in the balls. He kicked Marquise Chris in the butt.
All those floppings are if someone touches him like this, he's going full snow angel mode.
I don't know,
it's
man.
just I don't know. It's just something that's easy. That would be easy for him to get out of his game. Just
he's very much in denial, and I feel like part of it is the people around him not holding him accountable because of how important he is to the team, and which is like super dumb. Because if he's that important to the team, tell that man like, you're tripping, bro. You can't do that. You're important. We need you here.
right.
You know, and the minute I saw him, because I saw it live, the minute he smacked Nurkic in his head, I was like, bro, he's getting ejected and he's gonna get suspended. And he got suspended.
I didn't see what was his reaction to it. Was it because you can tell when Embiid turned around and was pumped after making a basket and one, and he goes like this and he almost hits Lonzo Ball in the face before the ref had the time to blow the whistle and say technical foul. He was already like bent over, like, "Hey, yo, Lonzo, you good? Like, you good? Did I like my bad, bro?"
But you know how Draymond Green is. He does that every time. He try to play it off like he didn't mean to do what he was doing, or he was just trying to like get out the way.
Did he like go down and like try and help Nurkic? Be like, "Yo, you good?" Nah, no. He just
Nurkic was just on the floor with his face down.
Yeah, so I mean that's just one of those ways where you're just selling yourself out. Like that shit was obviously done on purpose. I don't know what Nurk did to him, but he took it like a champ. He kind of was like, "Hey, I don't know why he did that, but he can't do that, and let's hope he finds a way to calm himself down so he doesn't feel like he has to do that. Because like it's not like you're Steph Curry on your team. They're not grabbing you every single second of the 48 minutes of the game. Like, and it's not like you're moving like Steph Curry and they have to grab you. Like, sometimes you're going to get fouled. Sometimes those fouls are going to get called. Sometimes they're not. You're not a 90% free throw shooter. What advantage are you getting from flopping like that? Like, the best thing that can happen from you flopping like that is you get 2 free throws.
He just stared at the ref like, why?
Oh, you just looked it up?
Yeah, like he just stared at the ref like, why you didn't make that call, like, and then walked away. And Nurkic just on the floor like this, face down. So. But like I said, part of it is accountability,
I got fouled,
bro.
ref. I got fouled first.
Accountability, and then you got Steve Kerr. Every other time he done got ejected before, he always defended Draymond Green. Like, you can't defend them actions, bro, because now he think it's okay.
Well, even with the chokehold, the fact that anybody defended him,
Bro, what?
it's like he was getting this guy off of me because he shouldn't have been on me. It's like, whoa, hold up. There's so many other ways to get someone, and even if you do get him off of him via grabbing him by the neck, as soon as he is off of him, you do not have to keep holding him for 15 seconds until he gets on the ground.
And they just interviewed him the other day, and he said that, and he was like, when I watched it back after the game, I realized like, it's a time thing. In the moment, you don't realize what you're doing. He was like, I didn't realize how long I had him in a chokehold. I'm just like, bro, whatever, bro. I feel that.
So that's bad. That means he's literally seeing red to the point where he blacks out when he gets angry like that. Like, he literally, like, I mean, I have that defense mechanism with my family where people have yelled at my dad and I've gotten in people's face for like just dumb reasons. But for him, it's getting to the point where, like, you touch my family, I'm gonna kill you, homie. You can't be killing people in NBA games.
At this point,
like, this is the NBA. Like, if this was UFC fighting, like, go crazy, chokeholds, spinning punches, like,
man,
you just pick your sports wisely and play them the way they're supposed to be played. That's it.
He getting traded for Randy Orton, bro. Draymond Green for Randy Orton. Make it happen. WWE.
Who's that? Oh, damn. Okay, now he gonna fight Logan Paul, huh?
Something like that. Give us the Undertaker or something.
On the Warriors?
John Cena.
Oh, John Cena on the Warriors.
For Draymond Green.
That'd be a good one.
That man tripping.
That'd be a good one. So you want to talk about the Giannis incident?
Yeah, that was funny, bro.
Yeah, so I didn't know you got game balls for stuff like that. I mean, I knew that, like, when Steph Curry broke the 3-point record, he got a game ball. But I didn't know that you did that for franchise records. But as you know, as it got explained, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's a franchise record in points. Like, this is a franchise where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played for.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand Giannis wanting his ball. Now, what I don't understand is the Pacers making up some BS about how they have a team tradition or whatever where they give each rookie a ball after their first bucket.
Well, that does happen. I don't know how true it is for them, but that does happen. Another thing with them was, even Dame said it. Dame was like, you know, when you get beat and stuff like that, you do petty stuff. Like, it's expected to happen. Dame wasn't mad about it. He was like, you know, we just whooped y'all ass, so of course you're going, you know, this man just put 64 on y'all. But another thing people was saying is what they was angry about, because I caught it too. I was watching the game. I caught like the last quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And he played a lot of garbage time.
Mm-hmm.
And he also shot 30, what he had, 64? He shot 32 free throws. That's half of what he had. And he made 28 of them, I believe.
It's also at the end, what happened is when the subs were in, when the benches had been emptied for both sides.
He was still in.
No. He got taken out. And then they brought it was like a 25-point lead, and they brought it down to 9 or 10 points.
10.
And so then they're like, okay, we're not going to put all our starters in.
He
We're going to
played.
put the one that has almost 60 points in.
He played 4 minutes out of the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. He was in there playing garbage.
Yeah,
a lot of garbage.
they started scaring him a lot because they got it down to 10 points, and they're like, well, if they put their starters in, we're screwed. So let's put at least just Giannis in there. And yeah, 64 points. But now the thing that makes me kind of mad is that, well, there's no way Giannis would have gotten that mad if it was true. But what he says is he didn't even want it for himself.
What, the ball?
The ball. He wanted to give it to Damian Lillard because Damian Lillard just became the 5th all-time in
threes.
Made 3-pointers.
I saw that.
Damian Lillard 5th all-time on the 3-point made list.
Bruh, I don't even care, bro.
That is crazy.
Dame did not want that ball, bro. Dame
doesn't care, bro. He's literally there to hoop.
Mind you, if you look at the last when the time expires to 0, who has the ball in their hand and takes a shot from damn near half court at the end of regulation? Damian Lillard.
Oh, for real?
He didn't care about that ball. He don't care, bro. You saw his face throughout the game, like reacting to all the stuff, all the commotion that was going on. He's literally watching, like, bro, are y'all serious?
Mm-hmm.
This a ball. But I did see Mark Cuban made a really good point or something. He was like, just get a ball to the kid and then give Giannis the stat sheet, like have all his teammates sign it. I was like, that's a good idea too. Like get all his teammates to sign.
Find
the stat
something
sheet.
else, yeah,
That's
or
cool
or
too.
just take your jersey off and just like have it dated and
something, bro.
yeah, just write the date on it and write 64 points.
I don't see nobody right in this situation. I just think it was dumb, the whole thing, like over a ball, bro. And mind you, there's 2 of them.
I just thought of something. Like if I was, let's just say, like if I was to play for, well, we'll say the Bucks. Imagine I'm in Giannis's position. What I would have done is I literally just would have been like, damn, I just broke the franchise record for points in the game. Oh, wow. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. Sheesh, let me take this jersey off, wait until I meet Kareem, hit him up, try and get in touch with him, and get him to sign my jersey.
That'll be tough.
Period. Like that, I got the jersey in which I broke the record and, notarized by the person whose record I broke. It's kind of like they do that in cinematography, where if someone beats a number, like the amount of money made in the box office, then the one who had the record previously will like send them a letter. Like Steven Spielberg sent George Lucas a letter after breaking the Star Wars record and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool if the NBA did that stuff. Steph Curry could go up to Reggie Miller after breaking his 3-point. I mean, maybe not that because that's different teams and stuff like that.
He already broke it.
Yeah, he already did. He's certified going to be – I don't think that record can ever be broken.
No,
because Dame not gonna break it.
He's already like 1,000. He's already like 1,000 threes past them already.
Yeah, that makes sense. There was a year where he was scoring like 400 3-pointers, bro, in one season.
That's ridiculous, bro.
It's like over 4 a game.
That's ridiculous.
Over 4 a game. That means
Volume.
just from threes, that's 12, 15 points right there. I mean, so it's crazy. Anything else you want to talk about in the NBA? Talked about Ja, Kyrie, Giddey, Draymond, Giannis.
Nah, that's
just
about
odd
it.
situations maybe that have happened in the NBA that.
Who's first in the East again? You said the Celtics.
For the East, yeah, Boston. They still haven't lost at home.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm enjoying the season so far.
This is a very fun NBA season. It's more of a toss up because that's the problem. Like we had like 3 years where it was like, damn, the Warriors.
Yeah, I think everybody's happy to be out of that era of LeBron and Curry.
Mm-hmm.
And the Warriors, Cavs era. Like, yeah. Thank you, Kawhi.
Thank you, Kawhi, for stopping that pattern.
Thank you, Kawhi.
That was beautiful. Well, I guess if we done, huh? Thank you so much for tuning into this episode, guys. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.